The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh, got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throb in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too feeble and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast. It's once again the Week 16 edition of EJ versus the Degenerate. And of course, we are joined by America's favorite degenerate himself, Zachary. What's up, buddy? Started a little bit late tonight. We had a little bit of family issues, got homework to be done and projects not to be finished yet, apparently, and he needed help. And so I had to do daddy stuff. Anyway, Zach, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Did he pull my old move? Wait till the night before to tell his dad, hey, I got a project I got to do?
Well, they started on Monday, and then he's like, "Oh, Dad, I gotta finish the rest of the park." And I thought he was done. He started today earlier. I thought he was done, and then he's like, "I went bed like, oh, I gotta finish this part." Like, you kidding me, right? You mean the last 2 hours you weren't like, never mind. So it's screwed up my entire night. So anyway, let's get to the power rankings. We got a lot to talk about on this podcast today. Well, power rankings, of course. We have the best bets of week 16, which by the way, I won this week barely. It came down to last night's game. You picked Miami. I picked the over. Not the over. I picked the under. I think it wasn't that game, and I got the under. Wait, hold on.
There's no way.
No. It was the over. Sorry, I got the over, and
Okay.
Miami, and I won by one game. So now, and then we'll obviously pick also our college football playoff first round predictions. That starts this week, and then I got a little NBA topic for you. I want to throw at you tonight. So anyway, let's get to the bottom five. What is your bottom five this week in the NFL?
All right. My team redeemed itself just a little bit. Thank God for our backup quarterback this season. Giving me hope every once in a while on a victory. So, went with the tried and true. Worst team in football, the Raiders.
Yep.
Now, I kind of feel bad putting this team so low when the other teams behind it have almost nothing going for it. But you did lose to Washington, so Giants at 31.
Okay. So far, we have the same bottom two. So keep going.
Tennessee at 30. 29, I have Arizona. And at 28, I have Cleveland.
So I was almost there with you. We have the same bottom three. I got 32 Raiders, 31 Giants, 38 Titans. I have the Cardinals also in there, but I'm 28. The 29 is my Jets. The Jets 29. Honestly, I don't find the bottom five even interesting anymore. I just don't. I really don't. It's just like, okay, whatever. You guys suck. Accept it. Accept the position, and we're good with that. So let's get to the top five. I have a lot of shit on my top five. The top 10 this week, actually. Number 10, who you got?
At number 10, Philly. I'm not going to leave them out. The Super Bowl champs still. They deserve to be on the list.
I get it. 10 for me, I had the Jaguars, the Duval. Finally, they are growing on me. Ian Coleman should be definitely in the coach of the year conversation. They have done a really, really good job in growing this thing. And big game against Denver this weekend. A gut check game, see where they're at, if they can measure up with the elite in the AFC. So we'll see how that plays. All right, number 9, you got.
At number 9, I have your Jaguars.
Oh, Duval. I need that soundbite, actually. I need that soundbite. 9 for me, I got the Niners.
All right.
Again, you don't want to talk about them, but they have 10 wins this year. Nobody's talking about the Niners, but they got 10 wins this year with all those injuries. It's insane. So number 8.
At number 8, I have your 49ers. Brock Purdy, he's coming around. He's looking good right now. So hey, That whole team is shaping up.
All right, number 8 for me. Another newbie into the list though, and this team, I can see a world with this team in the Super Bowl. The Houston Texans. They are dominating. They are playing good football. That defense is live. The Chiefs out of the playoffs officially, and the Ravens might like to miss the playoffs too. Also, all 7 teams make the playoffs this year in the AFC, all live, in my opinion, including the Texans. Just saying. D'Amico Ryan's done a fantastic job with that team. I remember they started 0-3 this year. 0-3. Lose CJ Stroud for a chunk of the year, and all they've done since then is won 9 of the last 11 games. So there you go. 7 for you.
This one's gonna piss you off.
Okay.
They even managed to win this past weekend.
Ooh.
And they are still dropping like a rock in my list. It's the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, I knew it, you bastard.
I mean, come on. Old man Rivers, and you can't do shit. Your run game looks terrible.
I totally get it, bro. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It took, what was it, 6 field goals? 6, right? 6 field goals to beat the Indianapolis Colts, who are banged up without a single quarterback in the roster. A quarterback is 44 years old, a grandfather, hasn't played a snap in 5 years, and by the way, he took the lead with less than a minute to go in the game. At home. I get it. Bad luck. But I can't go there this year with the Seahawks. I look at the bigger picture. 7 for me is the Eagles. And a couple spots for me. Look, I wanted to see Style Points win against Raiders. I got that. But again, it is also the Raiders. So at least they got the Style Points part right. But I got to see a couple more games and make sure they're back. I will say a couple things happen in the NFC this week that might make the Eagles still alive to go to the Super Bowl because injuries are piling up in certain teams that are in the conversation. So it might help the Eagles' case. So, and again, the Eagles' problems are fixable, in my opinion. So, all right, 6 for me. Who you got? 6 for you, rather.
At 6 for me, I have the Houston Texans.
Love it. I love it.
All right. The defense is outstanding. CJ Stroud probably had his best game of the season. So, again, rounding into shape right at the playoffs. So,
I love it. I absolutely love it. 6 for me is the Patriots. They've fallen a couple of spots now for me. That is a terrible second half there. Again, when you don't have a lot of quality wins on the schedule to pad up your numbers to justify your rankings, and then you lose a game that, number one, you're at home, and number two, that's a quality win. You win that game, you're definitely justified being in the top 3. But then you lose the game. Not only when you lose the game, but the way you did, it's bad luck. Now, look, are they still a really good team? Yes, but these are the things I'm concerned about. The Patriots, have they arrived too soon? Look, it's a great season for the Pats, and Vrabel deserves his flowers. But these are the games we measure you by, and you failed it. And because you don't have so many of these games on your schedule, when you do have those games to play to prove us wrong, and you fail that, this is what happens. So that's it for me. All right, 5 for you got.
At 5 out of the Patriots. You blew a 21-point lead.
Yeah.
All right. But like you said, the only team on their schedule this year has been the Bills. So it's hard to move them up any higher right now.
Right. 5 for me is the Bills, the team that beat them. I almost put in Josh Allen because to me it's Josh Allen, not the Bills. I trust Josh Allen. I don't trust the rest of that team. Could Josh Allen get to the Super Bowl? It's certainly possible in that conference right now, the way it looks. But you got to be a team to win the whole thing. You got to be a complete team somehow. And the defense is shaky. The offense, the running game is shaky at times. It's Josh Allen bust for me. So there you go. 4, who you got?
At number 4, I wanted to put them in the top 3. I just couldn't do it. The Chicago Bears. That defense is so good.
They're solid. They're solid.
I'm a little worried still.
I think this will be the week. This stretch of games they play this week. This week they play the Packers. They play a couple of tough games going forward. I know Detroit's in there somehow, and I think Minnesota also is on that stretch. The next week or two is gonna say a lot about where I put them in my top 10. They're not my top 10 this week, but to your point, I'm still apprehensive. I'm still not completely there yet. I'm slowly getting there. Very impressed. Probably Killmore's best game as a pro this week against Cleveland. Against a good Cleveland defense for the record.
Absolutely.
I know we showed the Browns and they're bad, but their D is one of the top Ds in football still. Myles Garrett, bumping nothing. By the way, will be my defensive player of the year when it's all said and done on Earthquake Awards we do in a couple weeks. So, but you're not going to know that because they won 3 games this year. So, 4 for me is the Chargers. They're getting healthy now. Now, obviously Herbert with the hand issue, but we're 2 weeks removed from that now from the surgery. So, but the Chargers are getting healthy now. I think right now you look at the AFC playoff teams, like the likely playoff teams right now, they start today, of the 7, they are likely the most balanced team in the entire conference. If you think about it. Of the 7 teams right now currently that are in the playoff position, I think they're the most balanced team. I think they have, we look at they have everything right now. They have an offense, top tier quarterback, a really solid defense, run game, good receivers. To me, they have the most balanced team in the AFC. And I think, again, it comes down to, can they get over the hump now? So, but I got Chargers number 4.
Yeah, I need the Chargers to prove a little more on offense.
I feel you. 3, you got?
At 3, I had the Buffalo Bills, a.k.a. Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
To come back, I mean, that proves so much about that team.
Yeah. I'm totally see your point there. Totally see your point. 3 for me, like I said, the Seahawks. I know, again, not a very pretty win this week. I get that. They didn't lose, though. They didn't lose. So, and this week's game is the Rams on Thursday. We'll go a long way. I think I set up that was this. I also think I set up this week because I want to see that Thursday night clash. 1 against 3 for me. So to kind of put in a little college football terms. You know what I mean? But Seattle's still solid. Again, the question with Seattle is going to be one question: Sam Darnold, can he win big games now going forward? We're now at that time now where this is okay. Look, you want to be taken seriously as a top 10 quarterback in the league. These are the moments you prove that. Last year you failed in these moments. So let's see if we can do it. All right. I'm going to assume we have the same 1 and 2 in order, right? 2 Broncos?
Yep.
I'm there. The Broncos. I think this is by far the best Bo Nix game I've seen in his entire career.
No, I mean, for me, I'm still going to be hesitant about Bo Nix, but I'm completely sold on that defense taking them at least to an AFC championship, if not a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt about like the Bears. The Bears have a defense that lives on turnovers. They get turnovers every week.
So we saw Bo Nix. I've seen Bo Nix this season have stretches of, he's really good at times. We never saw a complete Bo Nix game, and that's why I had the apprehension of the Broncos all year long. It's like, I haven't seen a complete Bo Nix game. We saw the Giants come back. He had a horrible first 3 quarters. Then the fourth quarter was fantastic. We never seen a complete Bo Nix game until this week. If this is the future of Bo Nix going forward, if we're going to see this going forward, yes, they're the best team in the AFC. But we'll see. 1 Rams, of course, same thing for us.
Yeah.
Now, they're a little nicked up, though. Puka Nacua got hurt on Sunday, as did Devontae Adams. They should be back soon. I'm imagining they will play on Thursday.
I would probably predict Devontae Adams doesn't play, but
hamstring, right? Yeah.
Puka, man, every game he goes out, you're thinking he's out, he's gonna miss time, and then he comes back a couple plays later. It's such a wild thing to see a guy that physical playing.
Right. All right, here we go. Thursday game. Here we go. Best bets for Week 16. You got Rams at Seahawks. The Rams, like I said, 1-point favorites. The over under 44. Zach, a little shocked they're the favorites actually.
Hometown crowd. I think that got him that 1 point.
Yeah, but I think because of the injuries, I thought we'd say Seattle 1 or 2, not Rams.
Oh, I thought you were saying Seattle was the 1 point favorite.
No, Rams 1-point favorites.
Oh, yeah. That is shocking. But 4 point swing on that, thinking 3 points at home first. So,
But it's a 4-point swing, though, because if Seattle's
yeah.
at home, yeah, that's a lot of points.
Well, they just watched Seattle struggle against the Colts. So,
What you got?
I've got the Rams.
Worth noting, Seattle played the worst game of the year against the Rams a few weeks ago and nearly won that game in LA. I'm not saying to base anything into this game. I'm just saying that that's something we can use as a base. But the Rams injury is a little bit concerning. So I took Seattle in this one. I think Seattle got him this one. So this is the winner of this game take the division lead, of course. All right. Here we go. Sunday games. We got Eagles at Commanders. The Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. The over/under, Zach, is 44.5.
It's been an up and down season. Jaden Daniels isn't going to play the rest of the season. You'd think I go Mariota, but I just can't pull the trigger. Give me the Eagles to cover.
I will say they look better with Mariota right now in quarterback.
They have all year.
There's something to be said about that. You're right about that. He look decent against the Giants too, especially. But I'm gonna go over in this one. I can see a lot of scoring in this game actually. Definitely in the mid to high 20s. So give me over in this one. All right, we got Packers at Bears. The Bears are 1-point favorites. The over/under, Zach, is 46.5.
I cannot believe the Bears are favored just because of the Micah Parsons injury. But that's where it is. I would still take the Packers to win this game.
Really? And yet you have the Bears so high on your rankings. I don't understand that.
Easy. I'm hesitant to believe my rankings. It's kind of like how you had the Chiefs on your rankings and Baltimore on your rankings all year, even though they had proved nothing. I'm going to give a team their due credit, but I'm still going to be hesitant when it comes to betting.
Well, you know my philosophy with these teams that have legacies, man. I'll ride that train to is dead now. I had a running joke, this week with my friends, on the Huddle Up podcast that I'm gonna find a way to put Chiefs in my top 10, even though they're out of the playoffs. And then I told him, I gave Jim the rankings. I said, well, I tried, but I would have put him 10B, but you don't allow that on the show. So,
hey, I was shocked you didn't put Baltimore 10.
No, Baltimore still.
Lamar had his best game of the season since the first week of the season.
And it was not a good game either. He didn't play that great either. So I'm going to take Chicago on this one, actually. Green Bay's injuries are very concerning. Jordan Love, I'm still on the fence. If there's a time for Jordan Love to rise up and say, this is my team, and I'm going to be, earn that money he gets, and to really, really separate himself from the pack, especially now with Micah being out for the year. You have the tight end who's been out since week 9, week 10. Now's the time to show up, Jordan Love. Now's the time to separate yourself from the pack. Okay? But I'm taking Chicago in this game. Since we're at home. All right, we got Bills at Browns. The Bills are 10-point favorites. The over-under, Zach, is 42.
Ooh. I feel like there's a slight letdown after that momentous comeback. So give me the under in this game because I don't see the Browns doing much, even against the Bills.
Well, I do see the Bills win the game no matter what. But that's a lot of points. I know Shador had a bad game, but it's still a really good Browns defense. They've had 2 rough games the last couple of weeks. I think they'll turn around this week. Bills win, but Browns win the points here, plus 10. That's a lot of points at the dog pound. All right, interesting game here. Chargers at Cowboys. The Cowboys are 2-point favorites. The over-under, Zach, is 49.5.
So explain that to me. Team you have so high in your rankings that you think is one of the most complete teams in the AFC is an underdog against a garbage Cowboys team.
Well, garbage now. They weren't garbage 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play your bet of 9 wins, and I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Well, guess what? So am I. And the reason I'm doing it because I need that bet to fucking hold, bro. They got to win out. To get my 9 wins, they got to win out. If they win this game, their odds increased though because the last 2 games are against the Commanders and the Giants.
Yeah. So all of the marbles are on this game for you.
Yes. So I need to happen to secure $100 for my boy Mario. Shout out to Mario, of course. All right, we got Chiefs at Titans. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites. The over/under is 37.5. Zach, call me crazy. I'm kind of shocked the Chiefs are favored in this game, actually.
Can you help me out? Who the hell is the Chiefs' backup quarterback?
Gardner Minshew, your boy.
Oh, I love that dude. Damn, he's been in KC this year. Give me Kansas City.
He threw the pick in that game. He took a Chiefs had a chance to tie that game in the fourth quarter. Even after Mahomes got hurt, and they were in field goal range, and he threw that pick to trying to lock in the Kelsey and threw that pick late in the game. A bad pick, bad throw. What are you doing? Throw the ball away at least then.
Dude hasn't thrown in a game all year, and you're gonna
bro. I don't give a shit.
Oh my god,
it's bad
too
throw.
critical.
You taking KC in this game?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm taking the under in this game. By the way, Chiefs out of the playoffs. Mahomes out rest of the year. Obviously, he's gonna be out from a chunk of next year, most likely. I mean, the earliest gets back next year is probably gonna be what? October.
Week 1. No, week 1.
No, I mean we'll see. The good news for him is that the tear isn't as bad as they thought it was.
Yeah.
Therefore, he could be on the front end of that. We'll see. I will say, and I did a little unfiltered pod today on my other show today. I did a little reaction, and I did say this is what happened here is that had Mahomes not gotten hurt, Chiefs on the playoffs still, Mahomes doesn't get hurt. The Chiefs offseason is retooling because he got hurt, and the odds are he'll be out for at least let's keep it kind, at least a third of the season next year, based on the math. Now they can actually rebuild now the right way. So they go from retooling and rebuilding, and I think that this is where you see probably Chris Jones be gone, Kelsey probably retires. So I think, in a sense, bigger picture, this could be good for the Chiefs though, because they needed to rebuild anyway. The Clues have been there for a couple of years now. They kept trying to patch things up with the roster, and while they've won 2 Super Bowls in the last couple of years and went to the Super Bowl last year, we did see the signs of this starting to come at the seams. The last couple of years. So,
man, that's just those are when people say that, they're lying about the optics, because Chiefs were not going to make the playoffs, so they were $40 million over the cap.
Yeah,
missing the playoffs. Kelsey was probably going to retire anyways. Chris Jones, let's face it, has had a really bad season. He struggled early in the season to even get going. He was probably going to be the cap casualty to help get under the cap to begin with.
Most likely.
So neither of those 2 things would have changed either way. The only thing that has changed is it's a lock they're getting a better draft pick now with Mahomes out.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And really only by 2 or 3 spots. So it's not a drastic change in the draft pick.
Yeah, but in the NFL though, draft picks mean more than in the NBA. Like you can find time. Some of the needs they have, they can find very easy in that first top 14.
Yeah, they're gonna have to find a new pass rusher, and then in the second round they have to go after running back.
Yeah,
and then maybe draft a wide receiver who can catch versus being able to run a 40 and under 4.3.
Another year with the Chiefs lead the league in drops. Another year.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Well, you cannot recreate Tyreek Hill just because you're drafting guys who run a 4.2.
Let me ask you this. I was thinking about this earlier today, and I recorded on the Further podcast. I can see a world, unfortunately, where this Mahomes does not win another ring, based on where the Chiefs are right now. Currently, it's very uncertain. Based on the league right now, where it's going, teams, the parity is even bigger than it was during the Mahomes run, and parity was already there at the time. I can see a world where Mahomes not win another ring. If I had to ask right now, Zach, does Mahomes win another ring before he retires? You say yes or no?
I would say there's as good a chance of him winning a ring before he retires as Josh Allen wins a ring, as Joe Burrow wins a ring, Lamar Jackson wins 2 playoff games. That I think that again, you are wildly throw. I mean, it's a hot take on your part.
I think the problem is there's so much. See, the difference between the Chiefs situation here versus the Pats when they did a run and they had a little 10-year gap is that even in people in that 10-year gap, they still won the 2 Super Bowls. They lost them to the Giants, thank God. But even then, in that 10 years, they were still in the conversation. But we also knew there was still continuity. Bill Belichick was going to be there no matter what. We don't know if Andy Reid, how long Andy's going to be with the team at this point. Andy Reid, I'm not saying Andy Reid's every year, but what is Andy Reid going to be in for another rebuild?
So what? You believe in the next 3 to 5 years, even they will not be able to retool to compete for another Super Bowl?
Well,
You really think Mahomes is completely done?
No,
he's washed up.
No, Mahomes fine. I think the pieces around him though, like if Andy Reid's not back next year, if Andy Reid decides to, I'm not fuck this rebuilding, I'm going to retire this year or next year. That changes everything. Andy Reid and Mahomes are. It's like Walsh and Montana. It's like Belichick and Brady.
Man, we're watching 2 different NFLs. Because what I see in the NFL is as long as you have a great quarterback, you have a shot. You don't need to have a defense. You don't need to have a competent run game. You don't need to have great wide receivers. Because I can't name a wide receiver for the Bills. Really can't name a wide receiver for the Patriots. But they're both Super Bowl contenders this year. If Burrow could even stay healthy, they're a contender.
Maybe I'm panicking. Maybe I'm panicking a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's just way too much question marks around the team now in comparison to what the Pats were doing in those years. They didn't win. So just saying. We'll see how it plays out. All right, we got look at this game here. Jets at Saints. The Saints are 4-point favorites. The over under Zach is 40.5.
Man.
Yuck.
Saints win here. Almost locked. They do not draft a quarterback. I think they're starting to fall in love with Tyler South. So give me the Saints.
They better because there's no quarterbacks in the draft. Archie Manning says he's returning to college today.
Wait, you don't think Mendoza right now is not a better quarterback than Cam Ward?
I don't in the pros.
Yeah, I would say now.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say yes or make a definitive answer to it. But yeah, taking the over in this game. Saints are frisky. They've been frisky. By the way, I called that game on Sunday. Carolina loses to the Saints. Did. The race to the bottom in the NFC South, man.
Look, that is your sweet spot, the NFC South. You know how to bet that division.
Pathetic division. Bucks can't beat the Falcons. That lead. Oh, they're in trouble. Oh, hold my beer. Carolina Panthers. Opportunity rises. You talk shit, and then you lose to the Saints. Morons. All right. You have Vikings at Giants. The Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. The over-under Zach is 43.5.
You know what? I'm going to take the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, if he could ever learn to have just the slightest bit of touch on some of his passes, would be a halfway decent quarterback right now.
He's shown some signs this year when things are doing well, he can play. He has the weapons. He has the arguably top 3 quarterback, top receiver in the league.
They would have blown out the Cowboys had he learned how to have a little touch on a couple of passes to Jefferson.
I agree. I got the over in this game though. The fucking Giants, bro. It's so bad. All right, next game here. Here we go. The race to the bottom in the NFC South. Bucks at Panthers. The Bucks are 3-point favorites. The over/under, Zach, is 46.
The Bucks are getting healthy. I have no faith in the Panthers. Give me the Bucks.
I'm taking the under in this game. I'd say a 24-20 game. Bucks win 24-20.
Cool.
Just
You said 3, right? It was a spread of 3. I'll take it.
Yep. Close to the cuff, but I did the best bet the under. Yeah, I don't trust Carolina. I just don't. After Sunday, I don't trust them. Yeah, the opportunity to take a lead in that division, and then you can beat Tampa at home and take a 2-game lead with 2 to go, and you failed. So there you go. All right, we got Bengals at Dolphins. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites. The over/under, Zach, is 15.5.
Oh. No, neither team can play defense. Give me the over. As long as Joe Burrow feels like playing this week, I think the over is the bet.
What did you make of his comments the other day?
I think he's realizing how stupid he was to fight for 2 wide receivers to get max dollars when he has no offensive line and team with no defense.
Speaking here, hold on. I'll play the clip actually. If it pops up here, hold on. If people ask what comments talking about, Joe Burrow press conference last week before leading into the Ravens game, questioning the future of his, whether him playing football or a team with a team. Here's his comments.
Doing this, I have to have fun doing it. I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? So that's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table. All we can do is focus week to week and try to win games. I don't think anybody's really thinking about the playoffs right now. That's within reach, but on our fingertips. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing and try to get better.
Oh, wait, that's not me typing in the background. That's some journalist there typing in the background. Okay, that's not me.
No, look. I'm pretty sure it's not fun to get your brain beaten every week because you have no offensive line, because you have almost $80 million locked up with 2 wide receivers.
I've already said, I don't think he's long for that world in Cincinnati. The Bengals are still, I don't care. They've gone to the Super Bowl in recent years. I get all that. Mike Brown is still the worst owner in the NFL.
I agree.
He's still the cheapest owner in the NFL. Okay. And then they made a mistake of paying T. Higgins money almost comparable to Jamar Chase. Stupid. Okay.
I agree.
If you have an elite quarterback, you don't need 2 elite receivers.
No, absolutely not.
So I think next year is a huge year for the Bengals. I think I can see a world now where don't be surprised if Zach Taylor is fired.
Now, how much of Bill Simmons do you listen to?
Enough.
I was listening to one of his most recent pods. I think it was literally the most recent one where they were setting the lines and they were talking about it. They were talking about what they could get for Joe Burrow if they were to trade for him, right? Trade him away right now.
Oh, I saw that. It was with him and Jalen Hurts.
And they wanted to talk about, maybe you could get 2 first-rounders, maybe probably just 1. And that's 1 if you're trading them to New York for Jackson Dart. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Jackson Dart and 1 first-rounder is all you would get for Joe Burrow? That is insane.
Would you trade Jackson Dart to Joe Burrow?
I would trade Jaden Daniels and 2 first-rounders for Joe Burrow.
They're both injury prone, though. We'll say that.
And Jaden Daniels is far better than Jackson Dart.
I do think if Zach Taylor gets fired this offseason, they'll be surprised.
No. He's done.
And I'm not even saying it's his fault. But
no.
If Joe Burrow is starting to get frustrated, ownership is in a panic. Listen, I said it 4 years ago when they got Burrow and went to the Super Bowl. I said, "You're the Bengals. You're getting a reprieve here. Do not fuck this up, okay? If they lose Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow asks to be traded, if I'm the Bengals, just contract the team. You're done. You're done as a franchise.
No.
You're fucking stupid. Get out of here. Because you fuck this up?
Yeah. The first person who should be fired before Zach Taylor has got to be the GM. What have you done the last 3 drafts that you have nobody on defense, no offensive line? Like, you've got nothing to show for your last 3 drafts.
Like, you're getting Angelo vibes at that press conference. Like, maybe he's done enjoying playing football. I disagree. I don't think it has to do with him not enjoying playing football. I don't think he enjoys playing in Cincinnati anymore. I think he's starting to see the tea leaves that I got a cheap owner. I got a front office who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They're going to pay 2 receivers top tier money, leaving me fucking exposed off the line. You got Trey Henderson, who now is going to be a free agent now. Yeah, I think he sees the right on the roll. I think he sees right on the roll.
Which wide receiver gets traded during the offseason? Because one of them's got to be traded.
So I say Higgins, but Jamar, despite his contract, is still the better receiver.
Yeah, he gets more in a trade. You're guaranteed at least one first.
You'll get more in a trade for Chase because of how good he is. It's not a knock on Higgins for the record. I'm just saying this the fact that Chase is that good. He's top 2 in the league. He'll get more. Teams are willing to pay that price. That need a receiver. Like if you're New England, for example, you know what I mean. If you're the Pats and you need a receiver, and especially now the fact that you have Drake May a rookie deal, you can afford that contract. So, just saying, keep an eye on that. So you have the over in this game, right? Dolphins and Bengals, right?
Yeah, I have the over.
So do I have the over as well. All right, we got Jaguars and Broncos. The Broncos are 3-point favorites. The over under Zach 46. This is a huge game. This is a possible AFC title game here.
I want to go out on that limb for the Jags so bad. You know, really want to do it, but I'm going to take I'm too much of a coward. I'm going to take the under in the game. I feel like there might be a letdown after a 6-touchdown performance.
Because now I'm finally believing in the Broncos, I'm going to take Denver in this game. However, this is a game where, okay, if you're a Jags and you want me to believe in you, win this game in Denver against a red-hot team. This is a game we measure you based on these games. So if you can win a game in Denver, the hottest team in the league right now currently, that goes a long way in changing the perception about who you are. And not for nothing, I know you're not a big fan of him, and you were not a big fan of him from day one. Trevor Lawrence is playing good football.
Yeah. No, last 2-3 weeks, he's been really good.
Yeah. Duval. Liam Cohen. Who would have thought that corny-ass Duval guy is a coach of your candidate now and turn things around just like that. So, all right. Falcons at Cardinals. Falcons 2.5-point favorites. Over under Zach 48. What you got? This is trash.
Give me the card. No, screw that. Give me the Falcons. Falcons are a more dominant bird. They'll take it to the Cardinals.
I got the over in this game. I don't trust these teams. Kirk Cousins had his best game in about 3 years on Texas Stamp last week. For the record. Cal Pitts getting paid my contract. So, all right. Next one here. Pretty big here for both these teams. Steelers at Lions. The Lions are 7-point favorites. The over-under, Zach, 51.5.
Oh, I should. No, screw that. Lions win this one in a blowout. All right.
Ooh. Wow. That's a big pick.
First off, they're due to win. Their last 10 games, they win and lose, win and lose, win and lose. Well, they just lost, so they're supposed to win anyways. And against this Steelers team, I'm pretty confident in the Lions.
Oh, I don't disagree that the Detroit Lions win this game. 7 points is a lot of points for a team that's still playing inconsistent football. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the points, though. The Lions do win the game, though, but Pittsburgh on the points. All right. Raiders at Texans. The Texans are 14-point favorites. The over-under, Zach, is 38.
Do I think the Texans could score 38 points on their own? That's the real question. Give me the under. I think they win a
Under.
shutout like 24-0. Something like that.
14 points, a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking points. But the Raiders are bad. They're the worst team in football. Okay. And they're not getting better. Houston's surging. Fuck it. I hate spreads like these, though. But sometimes it is what it is. Like, at this point, we have to acknowledge that Houston is 2 touchdowns better than fucking the Raiders. Give me Houston.
Probably.
Give me Houston this game. Screw it. And I hate
Can I
betting
ask you-
normally.
Can I ask you, do you think Pete Carroll survives this season? Or is he one and done?
Pete Carroll, he may retire, if anything.
Yeah, if he were to leave, they would have 5 coaches on the payroll next season. They would be going all the way back to Gruden that they still have to pay. So
I feel like I forgot a game here. No, never mind. I didn't forget it because I was looking for the that game. That's on Monday Night Football. Never mind. I'm good. I'm going Houston here. All right, next one. Probably game of the week. Definitely one of the top 2 games. Pats at Ravens. Ravens are 3-point favorites. The over/under, Zach, 48 points.
this line makes no sense to me. Ravens have shown nothing all season to be a favorite over the Pats. And you're going to give me the Pats plus points? Give me the Patriots.
You're like a big Ravens fan. Though. You've been so negative on the Ravens since Lamar returned to the team. My God.
Well, I've been negative on this season. It's like they chose not to run Derrick Henry this season.
And by the way, if you watch the numbers on the game against the Bengals, there's no way in hell this should win up 24-0. Cincinnati outgained them. Time of possession was Cincinnati by a country mile, and yet they couldn't score shit. So they're not the same team, but because of desperation and their schedule's tough, they got to play New England this week. You got Green Bay the week after, and then the close out against the Steelers. This is a must-win for the Ravens, obviously. So I'm going to take the Ravens just because of desperation. But if they lose this game, they're done. They're done.
Why? Because Steelers are also going to lose. So it's going to be the same record right now.
Yeah, but the Steelers' schedule is a lot easier to close it out. So they have the Browns next week. Although the Browns game could be frisky for the Steelers too. Also,
Yeah.
they're always tough. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, we got finally Monday Night Football. We got Niners at Colts. The Niners are 6-point favorites. The over/under, Zach, is 47. Phillip Rivers, huh?
I see no world in which he recovers physically to come back and play a Monday night game. That for a guy who was out 5 years to come back and be able to recover body wise to play 1 week later, I just don't see it. Give me the 49ers.
He only get hit 4 times though, buddy.
Yeah. Just standing there, I think, was a lot for him.
Stop it, bro! I have to look. He didn't play great. He had like only 3 passes over 10 yards, but he did what he was supposed to do. Don't lose your fucking game.
Yeah.
Okay. He did his job. He didn't do the only touchdown in the game. So gotta give him credit for that, man. It was actually, considering everything, a pretty good performance. So, having said that, best bet though, take the under. Just take the under. 47 points, a lot of points. Because Indy won't score. Indy won't score at all. San Fran will probably score no more than 30. Because, again, the Niners, Indy's defense is pretty good. So, the under is the best bet for me. So, anyway, all right, let's get to it. It is the college football playoff. I can find the graph here. Give me 1 second. Let me just see if I can find here. 1 second. That is it. First round of the playoff starts this. I think it's Friday actually. Why is Joe Burrow popping up my screen again? Hold on a second. Get out
I
of here,
had
bro.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking. Let's try this again. Bring on stage again. There we go. Conference playoff. Here we go. Let me bring up the schedule real quick. All right. So, I can find it. The first game on Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Alabama and Oklahoma. Who wins? It's right to play Indiana in the second round.
Oh, man. Oklahoma literally had a Heisman hopeful for the first half of the season until he broke his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama with Simpson, he's looked good all season. Give me Alabama as a revenge game for losing to Oklahoma earlier this season.
That's right. They did lose them early in the year. Yeah, I'll take Bama too also because there's actually pressure now because Bama shouldn't be here in the first place. So there's some pressure here on Caleb DeBoer to at least win a playoff game. You know, I like to belong here. And I don't trust Oklahoma at all. I just don't. Sorry. I just don't. So give me Bama this one. All right, and then you have let me see the next game here on Saturday. It's Miami and Texas A&M at noon actually too. I didn't realize that was at noon. Who you got in this one?
I'm taking Carson Beck, man. Dude, he's gonna be a first round draft pick this year, going against Texas A&M. Yeah, well, guess what? That's kind of how a lot of people end up being in the first round by default.
This is easily the best game in the first round. I'll take A&M. Miami hasn't looked the same since beginning of the year, so I'm gonna take I'm gonna take A&M this one in a nail biter. So they'll play Ohio State. All right, and then the next part of the bracket. Let me see. We got Tulane at Ole Miss. For the rights to play Texas Tech. Who you got?
Man.
No, I'm sorry. No. I should play Georgia. Sorry, Georgia.
Yeah. So I know Ole Miss is going to be missing their quarterback, missing their head coach, but Tulane does not even belong in this playoff. I hate looking at 12 teams when honestly half of them do not belong. Give me Ole Miss.
Same here. This is a fuck you to Lane Kiffin. Obviously. Yeah, I think they'll belong here. So Ole Miss will face Georgia in the second round. And finally, the last game here. There's 3 games on Saturday, 1 on Friday. Oregon. Well, James Madison at Oregon at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who earns the right to play Texas Tech in the second round?
Oh, this is Oregon. Again, another team with a first-round quarterback. So, Carson Beck probably better than Cam Ward. This kid, Moore from Oregon, definitely better than Cam Ward. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, same here. Oregon will play Texas Tech. So we'll have we have the same. No, well, you picked UM. I've had A&M. It's the only difference we have between the bunches. So should be a fun first round playoff, man. And for the record, this format, unfortunately, we're never going to get the best 12 teams because of the format, because we'll have teams that don't belong here, like James Madison and Tulane, because they automatic bids. So therefore, we'll never get the best 12 ever.
Well, I mean, they could have dropped them and put Notre Dame, and Notre Dame still doesn't belong there, just like Alabama doesn't belong there.
Wait, you still think Notre Dame doesn't belong there? Wow, I'm surprised.
No, I don't believe there should be 12 fucking teams.
Well, right, but we are where we are. They are so, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. And 3 more years, we'll have 24.
Yeah,
that'll be the whole top 25 except the last team.
Right. All right. Before we get out of here, I mean, we're actually watching this game like in real time. The NBA Cup final, fourth quarter is just starting. The Spurs up by 5 over New York. The Spurs did beat OKC to snap their 16-game winning streak overall in the semifinals of the Cup on Saturday. Wemby's return to the team. Are the Thunder Spurs the next great NBA rivalry? Because it seems like we're on the way, trekking that way to be this the next big rivalry in the league. based on where the teams are at currently. Thunder right now currently the champions. The Spurs are the team on the upswing. You obviously have the Wemby Chet rivalry that's been a thing for a couple of years anyway. So is the Spurs Thunder the next great NBA rivalry on the cusp of that?
Absolutely. I mean, the only other argument would be throwing in Denver and throwing in Boston next year when they've retooled and everyone's back healthy. But if I were to pick two teams that are gonna be competing to go to the finals every year, it's gonna be those two teams over the next 10 years.
I think the Spurs are here. I think they're here. I think, barring Wemby's health, they're on the same track OKC was the last couple of years, and probably faster because a guy like Wemby is generational. Like SGA isn't generational in the same way. At least it wasn't coming to the league anyway. SGA became that guy as years went on. Wemby was there from the word go, and I have apprehension to say the Spurs are a title contender because I still think they're probably a year away from being a real title contender. However, when you have a Wemby, when you have De'Aaron Fox, when you have guys on that team, also a young core. By the way, Zach, you might agree with me on this one. If I'm the Spurs, I don't get involved in Giannis stuff because you add Giannis to your team. Now you're adding a $60 million salary to year on your roster, and you can't no longer add so many pieces. And honestly, Giannis, as great as he is, he does shorten their window because he's got to win in the next couple of years. Yeah, that salary on the books. Whereas right now, you're in a spot right now, you're already where you'd be with Giannis anyway at this point. Young talent.
No. For the Spurs to make that kind of trade, they kneecap themselves 5 years down the road because they have to trade away their young pieces. They have to trade away draft picks. Right now, they are set up for a nice 10-year run, the same way OKC is set up. The only thing you do is 2 to 3 years down the road, you're trading De'Aaron Fox because you're going to have to pay one of the young guys probably a nice max deal.
Yeah.
You're looking at Castle getting a rookie max come in like 2 years. 2 more years down the road, you'll be looking at the kid they just drafted probably getting a rookie max. So
looking at the lay of the land, right? Like this year right now in the 1 year sample, I'm still apprehensive of getting the Spurs as a title contender because I still think right now, this 1 year, OKC is better. Look, I know they beat them on Saturday, but you got to beat them 4 times. I have a hard time being convinced that they can lose 4 times to the Spurs. Yeah. Denver is still better as a team than San Antonio. I still think Houston right now, short window side, is better than San Antonio right now. I think
if Wemby's healthy, I don't.
I do think experience matters. I think Wemby has to at least touch and feel playoffs for a little bit. Yeah, I think there's always that process. You have to go down a process in the NBA. Everybody's gone through it. LeBron, Jordan, you name it, all the top guys in the history of the league have all gone that process. And I think Wemby has to go that process. He's never been to the playoffs yet. It's a different game.
I don't remember Tim Duncan going through that process.
Well, that was different because Dave Roberts was already there.
Yeah. I was just messing with you.
No. And to your point, Magic Johnson also too, but he also had Kareem. So those are the exceptions. But Wemby is the guy, whereas Magic wasn't necessarily the number one guy the first year. Neither was Timmy, for that matter. So, but I do think though, if I'm the Spurs, I don't get involved in the Giannis sweepstakes. I stay with this core. You have low stock, and in fact, because you don't get involved in Giannis sweepstakes, and you got to pay anybody yet, you can afford to sign a high price veteran. Not saying a star, just a veteran, to keep that piece together. So if I'm the Spurs, you stay course, man. Honestly, stay the course because I think they're on the same track as the Thunder were in the last couple of years. And I think, and I'll be honest, I know if you listen to my podcast I did with my buddies Denny Blanco on Sunday. The Spurs ascending like this is why there's a case that Luka Doncic may never win an NBA title. Certainly not in LA.
Man, I hate thinking about that. He is so good.
Yeah,
But I
but
mean, that Western Conference is setting up. But honestly, okay, Houston, they fall back in a couple of years, right? There's nobody of the caliber of Luca on that team.
here's the thing with
So
Houston though. Is there anyone else in Houston that can ascend while KD's there before KD leaves? Like, do you see Sangoon going another level? Do you see the Thompson twins another level? Do you see other guys in that roster ascending as KD's while KD's still there in the meantime?
not to the ascension they need to beat Luca and the Lakers. No. I believe really this is the one and only year Houston has a chance with KD. After that,
Yeah.
KD could be there 2 years. That second year, I don't think they stand the same chance.
Well, they got Van Vliet back next year though. Should help.
Yeah. And you also have another year of experience for Wemby.
What be?
You get the Lakers, who will be getting rid of LeBron and being able to retool that team even more. And you still have Denver and OKC. So if there's a year, it's right now.
And only that, but Luca. Here's the problem with Luca too. Also, I see is that Luca is like a James Harden. He's someone that doesn't really play well with stars. He needs to be with great players around him. No one on level. So, like the LeBron Luca thing is an anomaly because LeBron has adjusted as much as he could to make it work. And that's the thing. Can the Lakers find enough great ancillary pieces around Luca to sustain this once LeBron's gone? That's the question. It can happen, but go ahead.
If I'm Giannis and I'm looking at a trade, I'd want to go to like Indiana, where you're swapping him with maybe Detroit, but you're giving up a lot. But yeah, if it's Cade and Giannis, you're legitimately competing for an Eastern Conference Finals every year, I believe.
Yeah, I think Giannis has been a put stay in the East and probably going to a team like either Miami, Detroit, or as you mentioned, Indiana. Indiana would be a great fit because Indiana's, Giannis is unselfish for the record as a player. So you play with Halliburton and those guys. Yeah, I can see that working out. They got pieces. But like I said, the thing is with Giannis' window, because Giannis is not KD, because his style of play isn't like he can't shoot the ball, his window is shorter than KD's. Like, when will Giannis hit that wall? He may hit it.
Giannis is what, 6 years younger?
No, but his style
5
of play,
years,
though.
6 years.
But the thing is, KD is still relevant because of the fact he can shoot the fucking ball with Giannis cannot.
Okay, can you tell me the last time KD made an impact on a team, please? What year was it?
Well, you also was on a lot of shitty situations too. Also, I'm not saying that's his fault either.
He chose his situation.
No. I agree with you saying though, but I'm talking about style of play.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the guy being 37 years old and frail at 37.
I think with Giannis, he's more Jimmy Butler than he is KD. Because, again, I think Giannis is 31 years old. So, can you see Giannis playing at a top 5 level for, say, 5 years? I can see him 2 or 3. I can see him 2 or 3 years.
Can you see him playing top 10 for 5 years? I can.
Depends where the league's at that point too. Also, I mean, his defense will take a step down, was one of the things he does very well. So
it'll take a step down because his team will suck and he won't be interested.
Right. Well, we'll see. Again, I wish he had added more perimeter game to his repertoire, because having a perimeter game would made him more dangerous as he gets into the later years of his career. But we'll see. But like I said, I think right now the Thunder and then the Spurs are on the way up, and of course Denver's there already as is in the conversation, and Houston. I think Spurs and Thunder are going to be the next great rivalry for the next 5 to 10 years. I think we're there, and then, like I said, Forget the fact that we had Chet and Wemby hate each other. Like there's real like disdain between the two there. You know what I'm saying? Coming into the league for that matter. So we're in some good times in the NBA, man. We really are. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So anyway, Zach, go up to picks. 1 hour today too. 1 hour show today. Interesting. So we'll talk to you soon. All right, we'll talk to you soon. And go up with your picks, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
All right, man. Good luck. Good night.
All right, buddy. You got it, man. Take it easy, man.
Later.
All right, later.